with Craig Butner, TSN hockey analyst. Leafs in Jersey tonight, taking on the Devils. Zach Hyman making his return. The last time he played a game was in that building. He got injured in Jersey last month. And Devils defenseman Damon Severson had a quote that I would be pretty proud if I was Hyman hearing him say this. And I think, you know what the narrative is like here in Toronto. You hear all the time, people are buzzing about, are they big enough? Are they tough enough? Are they mean enough? Do they lean on people? And I think Hyman's ability to become even more of a favored player for Babcock, but also from a fan perspective, really could be amplified here because those are all the attributes that he has. And Severson was asked about the impact of Hyman, and he said, quote, "He makes us make decisions a lot quicker than other guys. He's the type of guy who is going to finish his check and make sure he doesn't get beat back up the ice. He's effective that way," end quote. That's that's pretty complimentary for a guy like Severson to say that about a guy like Hyman.
It absolutely is. And you know what? When other players talk about other players, I don't think there's any greater credibility to it than that. They're on the ice. They're playing against those players. And, Zach to me is incredibly consistent in his purpose and his effort and his determination. And you know what? Like, he's not flashy. He doesn't put up gaudy numbers. But let's consider what he has done for the Toronto Maple Leafs since he's joined their lineup. They've been very, very successful. Players that he's played with, very, very successful. At some point in time, you have to start looking at the common denominators, and Zach Hyman is one of them. And so I think when Damon talks about it, and Damon Severson, and you hear Mike Babcock talk about it, you hear his line mates and teammates talk about it, I mean, that's where the credibility lay. And I think for Zach, I think he would be most proud of the fact that he can make an impact one way and not get beat the other way, because that to me is a really good statement about Zach Hyman, and not only the effort that he puts in, but also the understanding he has never to leave himself out of position. That's pretty impressive.
Well, it's modern day enforcement in a way. I mean, the game evolves and it changes. The enforcer back in the day was, I'll scare you. I'll make you change the way you play based on my presence, based on the fact that I might drop my gloves and beat the hell out of you. We don't have those type of guys anymore in the league. And Hyman, he'll make you think. He's not Scott Stevens necessarily, but when he's on the ice, you realize, you don't have the same amount of time. And that's effective. I mean, we focus so much on skill and passing ability and the power play and goaltending and all that. There's a lot of ingredients that go into a cake, and his ingredients are very, very important.
They are, Brian, and you're a football fan, and just think about one of the stats they put up every Sunday and Monday, whenever the NFL's playing. They do it on the CFL as well. They talk about hurries for a quarterback, right?
Right.
So when a defensive line and a defense can put pressure on a quarterback, and you have to throw the ball a second quicker, and now that means the receiver can't get open as quick, or you can close on somebody quicker, right? I mean, those are significant factors in the game. So, I don't know how we measure or where you can measure hurries in the NHL, but Damon Severson talked about it. He makes you have to do things a lot quicker than you may want to. And so how does that create a turnover? How does that create another opportunity somewhere? How does that make a player, not make the confident play and turn over the puck? I mean, those are all significant factors for trying to sustain play, not only over the course of a game, but in a sequence. And so those are really important for Zach Hyman. They're really important for the Toronto Maple Leafs. And I think that, when they're recognized by his own group, but now opponents, and they know, it's important, and it's an important element to success.